Welcome back, everybody. It's Joey again. You're watching VegasDtech, and today, guys, it is Tech Talk Tuesday, and I have another e-bike review for you. And you guys have been asking me for something that is affordable, that is portable, that is comfortable, and quality. And guys, I think that I have found that for you today. And today, guys, we're going to be looking at the LECTRIC XP 3.0. So guys, although the other bikes that I have reviewed, they're fast, they're off-road, they're durable, they're rugged. The problem that I was having with them is that I have no way to transport them with me when I want to go somewhere other than just the neighborhood around my house. And that was the whole point of me wanting to get these e-bikes in the first place, is I wanted to be able to take them out to Lake Mead and actually ride them around the lake. But these bikes, man, they're not like your typical regular bike. These guys are like the 4x4 truck of bicycles. They're much heavier. Most of these bikes are 25, 35 pounds. These bikes are going to be anywhere from the 60, 70 to 100 pound range. And they're just too heavy for bike carriers. And the only way that I can get them in, unless I'm going to, borrow a truck or rent a van or something like that, there's no way that I could get them into a vehicle to get out to where I want to go. But that's the reason why we wanted to take a look at what the foldable bikes can do for us. And this is what the XP 3.0 is. It's foldable, it is durable, it is quality. This bike right here is LECTRIC's flagship bike. It is the best-selling bike that they have, and for much good reason. But guys, before we get into all the specs and features of this, let's go ahead and build it, and then we'll come back and we'll take it for a performance run, and I'll show you what the bike can actually do. So guys, the LECTRIC XP 3.0 just arrived today, and it came in this unique size box. Normally the boxes are completely different. This one right here, from the videos that I've seen, this thing is already built and there's really no assembly, because basically the bike is just folded. So basically, in theory, we shouldn't have to spend too much time assembling the bike, and we should just be able to fold it out, lock it in place, and it should be ready. So we may not even need a time lapse in this video right here. But let's go ahead and check it out and see what we got. And guys, look, that is it. There was absolutely nothing to assemble on this bike. It was just unpacking it. Pull it out, unfold it, lock it in place. Just had this one little teeny piece in the battery here. You can't close it without taking this thing out. My only hang up on that, handlebars go in, and that's it. And Guys, that's the easiest bike I've ever seen. If you want to put together a bike without having to spend a whole lot of time messing around with tools and so forth, dude, get yourself a foldable bike. There's no assembly. Just unfold it, unwrap it, and you're done. All I've got to do here is charge up the battery and get it out, and we'll give it a test run. So guys, let me go ahead and do a quality on this. I mean, looking at this bike right here, I don't feel like I need to do a quality, but I always do it just in case. I always like to double check the axle bolts, the front bolts here, make sure the brakes are operational, and do the battery up, make sure that it's fully charged, make sure the chain is operating and the derailleur is operating. And once all that is good, and make sure the tires are up to pressure, and we will go from there. Oh yeah, accessory kit. Most of these bikes come with some sort of an accessory kit. This one right here, you don't need an accessory kit because it's already pre-built for you. All you need is the battery here. So let me go ahead and charge that, guys, and we'll get out, ride it around, do a full review on it. Alrighty guys, before we actually take this bike out and do a performance review on it, let's go ahead and stop and take a look at some of the specs you can expect to receive if you buy this XP 3.0 bike. Starting off with the wheels, we're looking at a 20-inch wheel and a 3-inch wide profile here. Most of the bikes that I've had so far are a 4-inch wide profile. The ride difference to me is very, very different because you can get better speed, I believe, with the 3.0 because you're going to have less resistance to the road. The contact patch is smaller, and you're going to be able to fly faster on this bike with a 3-inch wheel as opposed to a 4-inch wheel. The bike also comes, if you take a look at the rotors, so the bike comes with 180 millimeter rotors, which should be standard. Many of the bikes out there that have the 160, a lot of people complain and they say that a bike that is this heavy and can travel this fast should be standard with 180 millimeter rotor. Stepping up here, you're looking at hydraulic brakes as opposed to the manual cable brakes. Many people say they would rather have the hydraulic brakes as it's more refined, it's more updated, and generally more reliable, and it seems to be softer than having to use the cable brakes. So if you're looking for the combo, you got it here. Hydraulic brakes with 180 millimeter rotors. The bike comes with a 48 volt 10 amp battery. Coming back here, we've got an actual electric branded motor. This is going to be a 48 volt 500 watt motor. Now, I used to always say that the 500 watt is like the very minimum that you should get, and that actually the standard should be 750. Guys, I have no clue what LECTRIC did, but it's made a believer out of me that you do not need 750 watts. However, they've got this thing programmed with the speed controller and the programming up top. It works just fine. The torque on it is excellent. The speed is excellent. And to get that out of a 500 watt motor, those guys down there in Phoenix really know their stuff. If we take a look at the gearing, we have a 7-sprocket Shimano cassette paired up to the Tourney Shimano derailleur. I like this little guard that they have on here in case you drop it. It's going to stop it from actually crashing into this area here because this is very delicate. Probably one of the most exposed parts of your bike that you do not want to get damaged up here. Okay guys, so taking a look at the front sprocket right here, it comes with a 72 tooth front sprocket. The whole benefit to having a sprocket this big is that when you're up in your highest gear and you're traveling at say 28 miles an hour with pedal assistance, you're going to have a sensible cadence. Even though you are pedaling fast, you're not pedaling so fast that it's uncomfortable and you look like a mad hamster going down the street. Comes with foldable pedals where you just push it in and push it up and it folds up and comes back. And I believe this thing feels like it's made out of metal. You're going to have steel fenders, front and back. Another nice thing that they put in here, guys, is this rack. Okay, this rack is actually welded to the frame and it's rated for a max load of 150 pounds. There are many accessories you can actually buy for this bike. Child carriers or even passenger carriers where they have foot pegs that screw right in here. Yes, actual foot pegs that snap down. Then you're going to actually have a back seat here, and they have an attachment that comes out here with handlebars so that your back passenger can hold on to handlebars and sit back here, and it can hold up to an additional 150 pounds on this. So the seat back here is a customized seat. LECTRIC did a good job at designing the seat. I like it. I like how they went ahead and put the little lettering here and combined these two type of materials. Looks really nice. I would recommend, honestly, the seat, if you can, just go ahead, like Nike, just do it. There's an option here for an upgraded seat that's got the spring, so that this gives you a little bit of bounce, and it's a little bit more bolstered and wider, so you have better comfort while you're riding. This is a non-adjustable back rear suspension right here, so when you hit bumps, you're going to feel it going right through the back here for sure. So if you guys get an opportunity right out the gate, don't even question it, get that seat upgrade. So coming up to the handlebars here, guys, you're going to have your standard grips here on the side. These are kind of like the paddle style with the wings, so you could take your hand and rest them on here while you're cruising. It's got the half throttle. I prefer these over the thumb. That way you don't have to have your thumb into it all the time. You can actually pull this thing back and just control it with just your palm. It's going to come with the standard Shimano 7 thumb drive. This is like every single one of my e-bikes that I have right now, up to $2,000, comes with this style. Why? Because it's very reliable, and when it's reliable, why change it? Moving over to this side over here, you're going to have your power control, which is just your power button right here, turns on your display, and your display is going to have simple, if you want to turn your headlights on, you're going to have your up down arrows here. Just push this in for like 3 seconds, that thing will come on, off, push it down for 3 seconds, that comes back on again, and of course your headlight will pop on at that point. Pretty bright headlight for such a small little unit right here. Anxious to see how it looks like at night. And once again, to turn that off, you're going to go ahead and just hold this top button down for 3 seconds, and that will pop off. Okay, you're going to be able to adjust your power assist levels, which is right in here, just by hitting these buttons up and down. So power assist 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, depending on how fast you want to go as you pedal. If you're going to need more power to go up a steeper hill, you're going to go ahead and put it in 4 or 5. And that'll give you the maximum torque and power that the motor can put out for you. Energy bar right across the top here. Got your speed, big legible numbers. Mileage down here. Pretty much everything you need, pretty simple. Now there are options in here to get into the advanced settings. I'm not going to go through all of them with you, but I'll show you how to get into them by simply holding down the up and down arrows at the same time. This is going to be your standard display, but if you hold those two buttons down at the same time, this is going to go into a P mode right here for parameter settings. And if you hit this button right here, it's going to shift you through your parameters, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to 22. Each one of these parameters does something special. Okay, I'm not going to get into it with you right here. The only one that I see that was important, generally this bike is going to come right here at 32 power. And if you want it to go unrestricted, you hit the up button, it goes to 100, and this takes it from a class 2 to a class 3 bike, which means it goes to 28 miles per hour on there. Okay, and that's the only thing that I'm going to mess with. Watch out, guys, if you mess around with that. If you don't know what you're doing, I probably wouldn't get into this right here, because I have gotten bikes before where I've gone through the parameters here, you know, kind of like impromptu out there in the street, not knowing what I was doing, and I went in here and I messed with it and I changed some parameters, and the bike was dead, which means I had no throttle, I had no pedal, I had nothing, and I ended up having to ride this thing home manually. And it was just a nightmare, because no matter what I did, no matter what I tried, I even pulled the bike apart, and what it was just one parameter that I had in here was off, and that was enough to just make the entire bike not work, and it just was just chaos here for a while. So guys, don't mess around with that if you don't know what you're doing. Watch the videos or read the manual if you want to get in there and mess with these parameters. Now the one thing that I didn't see on here was a horn. You know, so most of these things have some sort of a jingle horn or a little beep horn. I didn't see anything like that. I might put one in here, I don't know. I mean, don't like to, you know, you could just say excuse me as you're riding your bike down the way, but you know, having a little bell, I like to fire the bell when I'm like maybe 20-30 feet back. That little ting ting, when you're going down a trail, a lot of the people can hear that, and they just look back and they see you coming, you just wave at them, thanks, hey, excuse me, and it's all great. You know, it's just proper etiquette, man, when you're going down these bike trails. Something else that I like here is when they integrate these little teeny mounts right here, because they're made for a basket. Okay, so you can buy accessories here to put a basket to it. I like to fabricate my own little pieces here where I can actually integrate a better headlight. Like I have these USB battery power headlights that go right here like a brick bar that you just reach down here and push the button. And in addition to this here, if you need more light, you could just put that light bar right there, boom, or you can add a basket. Or I like to also use an Insta360 camera, and I have a little mount that I mount right here with a little pole, and I'm able to put my actual 360 pole in any direction here to film video, and it's just nice having this. So these bike companies that have integrated this, thank you very much. We really appreciate that. Alrighty guys, so one of the things that I want to show you here is how the power assist works, okay? If you're only using the throttle on Power Assist 5, watch the wheel speed here. So I've clicked it up to wheel 5, throttle only, watch the back wheel. The speedo is basically saying 24 miles an hour, okay? Again, 24. But if you were to combine throttle assist or pedal, listen to the sound and watch the rotation of how fast the wheel will go now with pedal assist in pedal assist 5. Watch. You see how fast that is? Now the gauge here is showing 30 miles an hour. Now I've actually taken this thing on a ride around the block to actually see, and I was actually able to get to the bike up to like 29.5, and I believe that's where the speed controller stops it. Doesn't matter if I'm going downhill or uphill, I'm getting about 29.5, okay? So if you're just using the throttle alone and not using the pedal, you're gonna end up stopping at around 20 miles an hour, maximum top end speed. But if you combine that with the pedal assist, you're going to go ahead and get 28, 29 miles per hour. Okay guys, so now I want to show you guys just how easy it is to fold this bike up. Pretty simple. You're just going to pull the kickstand back. Right up top here, you're going to release the button, pull this handle down. This is going to come down just like this. You're going to have a lockout right here. Pull this thing back, right? I put my knee right in here. Now they give you this nice little handle right here, which is awesome. I grab it, and then I just pull this thing right on back, push it together, and boom. There you go. And it has the actual pedal here. If I get the pedal out of the way, there's a little rest right on the bottom. There's a little cradle, and that cradle is going to let you sit your bike down. Now, what's really cool here is I've seen some guys say they want to put this into like a basket or a bucket. I don't really think that's necessary. All I think you need is a strap, a little Velcro strap to strap the wheel to this carriage here, and then you're going to be able to take this entire thing and just roll on with it. This thing weighs only 72 pounds, and you should be able to get this thing into the back of like a Corolla, which is what I drive, or just a regular basic SUV, okay? So that's what you have there. I'm going to fold this thing back out, grab the center rack, lock this thing in place, bring up the handle, lock that in place. Voila, you are good to go. Something that I really wanted to point out here, guys, is the whole fit and finish of this bike. LECTRIC did a really good job at providing you something that you can feel is quality. From the solid welds that we have here on the frame to the beautiful powder coating and paint job that they've done. I like this little transitional color scheme that they have here. And guys, this isn't that cheap little, you know, you would think that this would be like a sticker. Most of the cheap companies would just put like a little sticker right here that would peel and be just ugly. And no, they didn't do that. They actually have this thing painted and then applied. And take a look at the gradient here. It goes from dark blue to light blue to even lighter blue, and it's all underneath some clear coat paint. So that is just some very beautiful finish that they've done here to this bike. And just overall, when you take a look at it, all of this stuff, none of this stuff is a sticker. It's all painted. Now, another thing that I wanted to speak to you guys about here is the cable management, okay? Some of these bikes right here, the cables, everybody is like kind of obsessed with hiding your cables. And, you know, being from a mechanical background myself, it's nice to have all those things hidden until something goes wrong. when something goes wrong and all your cables are routed through the frame, it's a nightmare to try to, you know, find out where, if there's anything chafed, broken, or a connector. By having these things exposed underneath like this, it's going to make it easy for you to trace, you know, the connectors right here. Connector, you could disconnect it and replace that part if that's the problem. You could bring it down to the main harness. You can unscrew this. If it's the main harness, you can unscrew this harness right here and replace that if you have to. And everything is exposed. You just undo this little conduit right here and you could just replace that cable if that part is a problem. If this headlight goes out, you could just trace this wire to that connector, unplug it, and this little piece here can be replaced for, you know, small money, and you could do it yourself. The reason why I like this cabling down here on the bottom, some of these bikes have it inside the frame, and although it looks cleaner, my biggest worry was that somewhere, somehow, at some point, this cable would get pinched off inside here. I'm just terrified of short circuits. I don't want to short that battery out, and I don't want to have any problems with the harness. So having this right down here, man, I mean, all of these cables are managed correctly with these little zip ties that, you know, if you need to clip them off and pull the cable down and work on it, you can. Putting back and add your zip ties and you're back running again. So to me, it's a benefit to have these cables routed this way. So anyways, guys, that's all I have for you for specs. I know you guys are more interested in how this thing performs when we get out here. So let's go ahead and take it out to the testing grounds and see what it can do. Alrighty guys, so let's go ahead and take a little rip through this bicycle course here that runs along the freeway here, and we'll get over to the Green Valley Ranch Casino, which is about 2.5 miles away from where we started, and we'll do just a regular cruise on this bike. So the first thing I want to talk about is the ride quality on the bike. This bike here has 3-inch wheels as opposed to the 4-inch wheels. The majority of the bikes that I've reviewed so far have come with a 4-inch wheel, but the Electric XP 3.0 has the 3-inch wheels. And what I can tell you about these wheels is that they're quieter, way quieter. I don't even have to use a horn or anything like that, or with the other bikes that I have, because the tires are so loud, you can actually hear that bike just coming down the path here, and it sounds like a bunch of hornets coming down the road. So the efficiency, the speed, and the quietness of these tires, number one. I've also read on the site that Electric fills these bikes with sealant, the tires, so that they're like puncture resistant, which is nice to know that if you get a little thorn or a nail or something like that, you're not gonna have a big humongous flat. You might be able to just make it to a gas station and throw some air in it and make it home. So we're coming up to this grade right up over here. I'm gonna jump the power assistance here and just ride the throttle and come up to this bridge. And this bridge is about, I believe it's a 14% grade. And we're just going on throttle alone. And throttle alone should get you up to 20 miles an hour on the flat. And then we'll come down the other side here. And we're hitting about 28, 29 miles an hour right here, just on this little stretch, 29.9, 30 miles an hour. I'm not even pedaling hardly at all, guys, just a little bit, 29.9. It is smooth, it is quiet, and like I said, as long as you've got a full battery in here, you're gonna have all the power that you need. So we're actually cruising right now a little bit uphill. I have a little bit of an uphill grade, probably a 2% grade right here, and 27, 28 miles an hour respectively. And here we are here, guys, at the backside of the Green Valley Casino. Look at this little hill, guys. 30 miles an hour going up these little hills. This bike is so light. This is the one reason why my girlfriend chose this bike right here, is because she says the number one reason is that it's so light. Yeah, so here we are, guys, behind Green Valley Casino. And this is the run that me and my girlfriend normally do every single night here. We run back and forth from the casino to our house. So the bike can be unlocked via software from a Class 2 to a Class 3. Now, a Class 2 bike should be able to take you to 20 miles an hour. Okay, so if you're just using the throttle, you'll be able to get this bike up to 20 miles per hour just sitting here, not doing any pedaling with the throttle. You'll get up to 20 miles an hour, okay? But once you start pedaling, as you pedal, it senses it, and then it'll boost you all the way up to 28, 29. So what's going on right now? Coming back from the back side of the bridge. This is gonna be like a 4 degree climb on the back side of the bridge. And we're climbing it up there, doing about 24, 23, 22 miles an hour. Coming across the bridge again, throttle only, 18 miles an hour. Down the backside here, we got a little bit of a downhill. And just for giggles here, how fast can this bike get? We're at 28, 29, 30. Yeah, 30 miles an hour. Yeah, so you guys are gonna be able to easily maintain 28 miles an hour with throttle, pedal assistance number 5 with some pedal motion. You'll get 28, 29, 30 miles an hour out of this easy. All right, we're gonna come up to my overpass here. This is gonna have a 15% grade, and we're gonna see how this XP 3.0 is able to take this on just straight power alone at a 15% grade. 10 miles an hour, 11, 12, about 13 miles per hour coming up a 14, 15% grade. So no pedaling, just the throttle alone. 10, 11, 12, between 12 and 13 miles per hour going up this grade. And then we'll go ahead and test these brakes coming down here. Ooh, definitely can get some skids. We definitely were able to get some skids on this. So guys, I don't know what more I can say, man. I love this bike. I know my girlfriend loves this bike. If I had to get 2 bikes, one for her, one for me, it would just be this right here. If you're looking for an electric bike, I think that LECTRIC XP 3.0 is going to be exactly what you want. Let's go over some of the benefits here. You can fold it up. The company is based here in the United States. The customer support is flawless. Aftermarket parts and accessories are readily available, very affordable. If you guys need to get 2 bikes, this is what you need right here. They make 2 versions of it. They make the lower step-through type, so if your girlfriend wants a step-through bike, get that one for her. And then for yourself, you probably can get this rail, or both of you guys might want to get the step-through instead of the high-rise, but I like the high-rise. It's no big deal for me. Get the upgraded seat package. If you want range, go ahead and get the upgraded battery. You'll have a $1,300 price point, and that's everything you will need to buy. And I really think you will have a bike that you'll ride for many, many years and have fun every single day. So folks, that's it. That's all I have for you. Thank you for coming out with me again today. It's Joey. You're watching VegasDtech on a Tech Talk Tuesday with another e-bike review. If you guys have any questions or concerns, please leave them down in the comments below. And if this is not the bike for you, stay tuned next week. We'll look at another bike. You guys be well. It's Joey again. You guys have a wonderful day. Take care now.